Hi, this is Michael Orrell from MobileBurn.com. Today I have with me the Motorola DROID RAZR MAXX for Verizon Wireless. It features a massive 3300 mAh battery and is available for $299.99 on a 2-year contract. So here's the device itself. Up front and center you see the QHD resolution 4.3-inch display. It's an AMOLED type display, so you get really punchy colors, which is quite nice. Otherwise it looks almost identical to the DROID RAZR, the original model it's based on. When we turn it sideways though, you see it's definitely a bit thicker here. In terms of the basic controls and features of the outside, you see we've got the covered slots for the micro SIM card for the LTE, as well as the included 16 gig micro SD memory card. 16 gig of internal storage built into the device, 1 gig of RAM and a dual-core 1.2 gigahertz processor. Up top we've got the micro HDMI port, as well as the micro USB and 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right hand edge, this is where you'll find the power standby button, as well as the volume controls right here. Not too much to see on the bottom of the phone. And when we look at the back of the phone, you see it has the same Kevlar coating that's on the original, but the shape of it's definitely different. It's not as sculpted out here by the 8 megapixel camera as it is on the DROID RAZR, and I'll show you the two of them side by side just so you can get a better feel for that. When we look at the front of the devices, the only obvious thing that tells you that you're looking at a RAZR MAXX is the fact that the Motorola logo is black instead of the silver color, and actually I think it looks a lot better on the MAXX. With the devices facing each other, you can see how the shape of the two is quite different when it comes to the sculpting here. The original DROID RAZR is much thinner. That's because it only has a 1780 mAh battery as opposed to the very large 3300 mAh battery found in the RAZR MAXX. You might also be able to tell that the color is actually a little bit different between the two. A little bit of a silverish tint to this one versus a little bit warmer color, maybe a little like goldish tint here. Both are basically gray, but they just have a little bit different kind of a color tint to them. Look at the back, so you can also see the more obvious sculpting here, even though everything else seems to be pretty much the same. In terms of weight, the RAZR MAXX weighs 145.7 grams according to my scale, as opposed to 127.8 grams for the original RAZR. Original RAZR is only about 7.2 millimeters thick at the main body, as opposed to the 8.9 measurement that I got with the RAZR MAXX. Already mentioned the large battery. That battery on the original RAZR was good for 12.5 hours of talk time, or about 8.5 days of standby time. The much larger battery in the RAZR MAXX, however, is good for 21.5 hours of talk time according to Verizon, or up to 15.8 days of standby time. So really looking forward to testing that out. So that's my quick look at the Motorola DROID RAZR MAXX for Verizon Wireless. It's available now for $299.99 on contract. If you're interested in the rest of the features of the device, I suggest that you click on the link above and go through to our original DROID RAZR video reviews. For MobileBurn.com, I'm Michael Orrell. Thanks for watching.